welcome to this week's AMA. I'm Tim from Ledger. Today we have Jacob with us.
Back from last week.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Second one. We're going for it.
You did so good that we just had to get some more of that Jacob here. So it looks like we don't have a whole lot of questions coming in, so we may end up cutting this live stream early depending on the kind of traffic we get. But we'll stick around for a little bit in case you guys do have questions. If anyone does show up and you do find this content helpful, be sure to drop a like. That way we can hopefully maybe get it out to more people. But yeah, we'll just address the one question we have. I don't know if you're still here, Anthony Beese, but you're asking about the CL card and why it's taking so long. So unfortunately, we don't actually deal with the issuance of new cards. That's all done through banks' customer support because they're the ones that manage the Crypto Life card. We just have an API through Ledger Live that lets you log into your account to make certain actions like topping up your card and whatnot. However, for any issues regarding your CL card, you're gonna have to reach out to banks' customer support. But other than that, looks like we have 0 questions. We can give
which is not bad. That's okay.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
That means that there's no problem. So
that means that everyone's perfect in the world of crypto right now. You know what it is? Everyone's super happy about the crypto pump, and so they're like, we don't need support
the next
right
morning,
now.
the next morning pump.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, shoot, let's kill some time, and hopefully we get some more people in here, and let's talk about a few things.
Why not?
Yeah. Is there anything that you were wanting to maybe show these millions of users that are here watching right now?
I remember last week we kind of talked about Kiln a little bit. And I remember saying that you couldn't stake less than 32 ETH with Kiln.
Right.
You actually can.
Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't be bad to go over that just because.
Let's do it.
Kiln's interesting and exciting, and it's a good time to start staking your ETH.
Yeah, I agree. All right, cool. So we can go maybe here to the Earn tab.
New, actually, Earn tab.
Yeah, it is new.
I remember I missed the Lend tab. Probably not a lot of people remember the Lend tab back in the day with Compound. So the Earn tab kind of fills that void up. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, for anyone that's here that doesn't know about the Lend tab, it looks like we have some people rolling in. The Lend tab was a feature that Jake was describing through a partner Compound, where people could lend their USDT, I believe.
I think it was that.
Yeah, for a yield, and then we actually stopped supporting that, and so the Lend tab went away, but then a bunch of users still had USDT locked up with that. However, you can connect directly to the Compound website with your ledger and withdraw your USDT, so it's no issue there.
No worries for into
it looks like Bastian Smith just rolled in with a question. Oh man, that's a big question.
Yeah. Ledger Recover.
But
yeah, absolutely. So, I think that a lot of people talking about, concerns about Ledger Recover, which I think I don't necessarily want to say they're valid. I think not. Maybe seeing it at first glance without understanding how it works, it's definitely understandable why some people were concerned about it right off the rip. I would say that initially, we do have a lot of amazing articles on our help center that kind of go over and answer a lot of the frequently asked questions with Ledger Recover, and give a lot of information and insight on how it works. Effectively, what it is for a lot of people, the single point of failure of the recovery phrase isn't something that people necessarily feel comfortable with. I know that in my speakings of Ledger Recover, talking with people about it, it's definitely something that I would recommend to like my grandpa or my dad, for example. Because what it's going to be able to do is securely back up your recovery phrase through a encryption and sharding process that will break your recovery phrase up into, or not even recovery phrase, it's like I'm trying to try the technical way to pull it out. Yeah, and we have actually a wonderful blog post article here.
Yeah,
that kind of breaks into more details.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, as Jacob said, I'm going to share this blog post with you. It's actually a 6-part blog post, and it goes into quite a lot of technical detail. But this will give you all of the information. If you're looking for like how Ledger Recover works, like on a deep technical level, like the entire process, check out these blog posts. Now, if you go down to the bottom of it after you read the first one, you'll see a link for part 2 right here, and there'll be a link at the bottom of each for the next successive one, and there's 6 in total. So yeah, so definitely give that a shot, and that will give you probably all the information that you're looking for about what Recover is, how it works, and yeah, we're very open about it.
It would also answer a lot of the questions that you see coming in terms of concerns, like what people worry about, like, oh, is it a back door? Which the answer is no, obviously. But the FAQ that Kay posted, as well as the blog post, is definitely what we recommend, just to like get a full kind of scope information about how Recover works and understand it. It gives a better idea of what you can expect with it, as well as, you know, if you're someone who doesn't want to use Ledger Recover, you don't have to, right? It's a fully opt-in service. You're the only way that you're ever going to be able to initiate the Recover process is by, you know, going through ID verification, signing up for the service, paying for the service. So it's not something that you can accidentally do and accidentally run into. And so, and then there's also like different things like using a passphrase to add an extra layer of security over on top of it. There's a lot of great stuff in those articles, and we highly recommend going through it if you got questions. It will answer all the questions and more than we can answer, honestly.
For sure, yeah. These blog posts are written by very smart people. I don't claim to be on their level of understanding cryptography, so it's better just to share their words with you guys directly. Yeah, and it looks like Kay also shared the FAQ. That's also a really good source of information for like commonly asked questions. Definitely check out both of those things. Like Austin Numerodos is asking when XRPL off ramp. So for XRP and XRPL tokens and whatnot, that's going to be really up to the providers that we partner with. So Ledger itself, we don't offer buying, selling, swapping. We don't do anything ourselves. We offer only cold storage solutions. And then within Ledger Live, we partnered with all these various companies that allow for like buying, selling, staking is through Ledger Live. Sorry, buying, selling, swapping services. And so those are all going to be other companies that we're partnered with that perform those functions for users on our behalf, which is why, for instance, if you wanted to sell your Bitcoin, you would have to make a Coinify account. Or if you wanted to buy, or if you wanted to swap with providers like Changely, you may have to perform KYC with Changely in order to do that. And so it just really doesn't give us, so it's really up to our providers that we are partnered with on what they are able to support and in what regions. So it makes it really, really difficult for us to say like whether or not, you know, for instance, XRP or XRPL tokens would ever be supported, because it's really going to be up to the providers to extend support for that.
Yeah, and so it might just require you to continue using like an exchange to off ramp your crypto, which is still pretty common in the space. I think a lot of people.
Yeah.
Something you might just need to continue doing in the meantime.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, this thing is in the way. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. That's actually a really kind of a cool question. Austin Numeros is following up. Can a CEX, a centralized exchange, freeze a ledger? What you got, PG?
No.
Sorry.
I mean, it's simple. It's the simple answer. No. That's the beautiful thing of cold storage and owning the keys that control your crypto. So obviously, with a centralized exchange, you don't own your crypto, right? You own. I mean, you see crypto in an account that's, you know, technically under your name, but you're just claiming ownership to a small amount in their giant pool of crypto that when they eventually need to, or if they need to freeze it, you don't have any control over. A centralized exchange has no access to your recovery phrase or the, you know, or the private keys that are inside. You're the only one with those, and so in turn, you don't have to worry about a centralized exchange trying to freeze your ledger. It's not possible. Not even Ledger can freeze.
Yeah, nobody can.
That actually brings up a great. I love talking about what happens if Ledger goes bankrupt.
Yeah. We wrote a support article for that.
That's a great one.
Like what if Ledger goes out of business?
Yeah, I love that. Just the idea of like, what if Ledger goes out of business? What if Ledger disappears just off the face of the earth one day?
Kay, can you share that article? Can you find that and share that if you can find it? Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
but the answer to that question is you're not in any real danger, mainly because of the fact that you still have, you know, your backup to your 24-word recovery phrase. So even if the Ledger device doesn't operate, you're still able to use your 24 words to either restore it into a different hardware wallet or any other software wallet solution and have full access to your crypto. It's the wonderful feature of 24-word recovery phrase, and allows you to be very flexible, and even in times of danger or emergency. That's going to be the one true key to your assets.
Pooed in the cereal with the little poo emoji. Cool account, by the way.
That's awesome.
So fork the firmware where there is where it's not on the firmware, that would go a long ways. So you're talking about like forking ledger recover from, so that unfortunately probably will not happen. But keep in mind the ledger recover part of this, there is an open source roadmap for that, so it is auditable. And in fact, if you go and check out those blog posts that we posted, like it's going to give you a lot of information that can really like probably help clear up a lot of the questions that you may be having. Yeah, there's the article. Looks like Kay just shared it. Yeah, it's a good article. But basically, essentially, it's, as long as you have access to your 24 recovery phrase, it doesn't really matter if you have a ledger device 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and ledger doesn't exist anymore, which willing to bet that's probably not going to happen. However, if it does, as long as you have your recovery phrase, you're good to go. All right.
I got a question from Ron saying, I got a Nano X and hold DOT and Solana on it. For some reason, I can't get my accounts to load after reset. Any ideas would be helpful. Okay, so right off the bat, I guess what I would ask is, when you say reset, are you implying that you reset your ledger device and then put in your recovery phrase and now you can't find your DOT and Solana addresses, or like the addresses that held your DOT and Solana? Is that what you're referring to? That would be my first question. That would probably help kind of give us a little bit more information.
Yeah. And if you reset your that would, based on the wording, I'd have to agree that that's probably, if you reset your Nano and maybe you have like a different recovery phrase and you're trying to import them, that could be the issue. But if you just reset Ledger Live, then you should be able just to go through your add account steps. Kay, if you can share the add account steps, and your recovery phrase hasn't changed at all, then you should just be able to add your accounts back in. But we need a little bit more context to be able to know for sure what your issue is.
So he said yes. I'm assuming he's referring to resetting your recovery phrase.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you did reset your recovery phrase, then the only way to regain access to your accounts would be to import the original recovery phrase back into your Nano, the one that was used to initially create those accounts. If there's even one word wrong or different than the original one that derived those accounts, it's going to be a completely different recovery phrase, and you're not going to be able to regain access to your accounts unless you have that initial recovery phrase.
Yeah. So essentially, if you are, if you did indeed reset your recovery phrase, and you loaded a different recovery phrase, or the recovery phrase that you loaded into your Nano again when you restored it, if you go to add your Polkadot and go to add Polkadot and Solana accounts, if they aren't adding the same addresses or the same accounts as you were using before, then that would just mean that the recovery phrase that you were using was not the one that originally generated those accounts, and therefore does not manage those accounts. So I guess the next question from that would be, do you have multiple recovery phrases? Do you use multiple different Nanos? Just because the recovery phrase that you currently have in the device did not create those original accounts.
Yep. And if you have anything else to add, please go ahead and add it. Oh, actually, it looks like you just did. Oh, no, that's a different person. Sorry. Yeah, if you have any more information to add for us, feel free to add it. However, if this is getting a little bit personal and you don't want to share additional information over this public chat, reach out to us on a support ticket at support.ledger.com, and you can get some one-on-one support from a member of our team from there.
Yeah, you can actually access the chat bot by going to one of the articles that Kay has. Not the Academy one, actually.
The support.ledger.com.
The add accounts article there, and click the purple box at the bottom. We do have agents that are actually on live chat now.
Yeah.
So you can talk to somebody directly right now, one-on-one, which might be the better route if you don't necessarily want to continue kind of talking about your more like private stuff with over a stream like this.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. John Nipple, good to have you here. Hello. All right. C Not is saying my Ledger Live mobile app does not show USDC Polygon Network coin, but it shows on the desktop app. Well, that's interesting. So it should. It's definitely fully supported, and if it's showing in the desktop app and not in the mobile app, then you'll know for sure that there's no issues with your account. You're just having some kind of a synchronization error or something going on with the mobile account. So first things first, make sure that you have the latest version of Ledger Live mobile update on your phone. So go to the Play Store if you're on Android, or go to the Apple Store if you're on Apple, and just make sure it's fully updated. Because if it is out of date, then that increases the odds that you could be having an account synchronization error where it's just kind of getting hung up on the process because it's not on the latest version. So do that. If that doesn't help, then go to your app and go to the little gear icon in the top right corner. Click on that, and then click on the Help tab, and then go to the Clear Cache option and click Clear Cache, and that should force things to sync back up. And let us know if that helps.
Awesome. Can Ledger Live be ran on 2 separate computers with the same data?
Good question.
Yes, it can. So Ledger Live obviously Ledger Live operates locally on your computer. And so all the information that involves how you're going to be like how you're going to be managing your accounts, how you access your accounts, that's solely on the device. So all you need to do is you connect your Ledger device to your computer, add your accounts, and you can manage them there. And then if you go to your second computer, you'll just do the same thing. You'll add your accounts, and you can manage the same accounts there on either computer. And then obviously the only way you're going to manage either one of those Ledger Live with those accounts is with the device itself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then also see we got a response from Ron saying, "I got it, thanks, perfect,
Awesome.
That's the best best kind of response to hear.
Yep. Sweet.
Love that more than anything else.
Really,
honestly.
anything else?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it worked. Thank you. You're like, yes. All right.
No 24 phrase needed. No, Austin, actually, you never, under no circumstances, do you ever want to put your 24 word phrase into Ledger Live.
Or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Except for into a Nano.
But so you only ever put your recovery phrase into Nano. So if actually Ledger Live ever asks for your 24 word phrase, then you know it's a fake Ledger Live. So yeah, no need to use your 24 words. Your Nano actually stores your 24 words and protects it, and that's how you're going to be able to use it to manage your accounts with multiple different computers if you want to access with multiple.
Nice. Oh, cool. Looks like Kay dropped the support article for that too.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yes.
I feel like we have a support article.
We have a
for
support
everything.
article for everything.
Like, dude, it's so
That's
great.
because we've got great people coming here and ask great questions, and then we're like,
Yeah.
we need to make that a support article.
By the way, this is like a big part of what drives the support articles that we make, because we get done with these live streams and we're like, hey, we're getting all these questions about this, and it identifies holes in our system. And so if you guys do have questions and you're having trouble finding a support article, if we don't have one, there's a good chance that asking us here will result in one being made. And you can even straight up be like, hey guys, you need to make a support article for this. I don't understand this.
Exactly.
And we love that feedback. In fact, one of our colleagues very much loves that feedback.
Very much. Yeah, it's one of Brad Silmall.
Yeah, it's his job to do that. Yeah. Joel B. I recently bought a Ledger Nano S Plus and so far love it. Nice. I've been storing my XRP, XLM, and ADA, and a few more. No issues. Perfect product. That's awesome to hear, Joel.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, seriously. In case you didn't know, Kay, maybe you can drop this, but we have a support article for ADA on how to stake your ADA through Ledger Live. You no longer actually have to connect to any third-party wallet to do that. You can stake your ADA directly through Ledger Live. So maybe we can get that support article out for you, unless you've already done it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see another response from Austin. So only interface with 24, I'm assuming it's the 24 words on hardware. Correct.
Yep.
So your 24 words, the only time you should ever use your 24 words after you get them is if you are restoring a Nano device, whether it's the one you're currently using, if you reset it for whatever reason, or a new Ledger device. That's going to be the only time that you ever need to use your 24 words. There's essentially no other time. I guess so let's say, for example, that you drop your Nano device in the toilet and it's destroyed, right? But you really need to send Bitcoin to someone.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what you can do is take your 24 words and put them into a software wallet solution like Electrum, for example, which will allow you to access your accounts immediately. Just to be aware, when you do something like this, that is when you put your recovery phrase online, which makes it no longer cold storage effectively, because the recovery phrase has touched the internet.
Makes it hot.
Makes it hot. So essentially what that just means is when you get a new Ledger device, you're going to want to generate a new recovery phrase and new accounts, and then you're just going to send your crypto from your previous accounts with the recovery phrase that is now hot, and then move that crypto to back to your new Ledger recovery phrase that's not been exposed to the internet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just like how you're able to in emergencies access your crypto under any circumstances. But just be aware that if you do take your 24 words and put them on a software wallet solution, that the security is no longer guaranteed that you're
Sacrificed.
getting. Yeah, but you just have that ability. But
Yeah.
any other time besides emergencies in that very specific situation, no one else. I mean, no one will ever ask for your recovery phrase. Ledger Live will never block access to your accounts. We see that as a common scam tactic. You never have to like resync your accounts by typing in your recovery phrase. That's a scam.
All scams. Anything to do with your recovery phrase that you didn't ask for is a scam. 100%.
Yep. That's the cold.
Yep. And like a little bit more on that, since we don't have too many questions coming in at the moment. So a very common question that we get from people is like, oh, well, I've already got this MetaMask account. I got this 12-word recovery phrase that I set up with MetaMask. I'm just going to import that into my Nano and make this my cold storage wallets. And so now intuitively, one might think like, oh yeah, well, I'm backing up the recovery phrase in the Nano, and so that should offer me some level of protection beyond what the MetaMask wallet gave me initially. But the truth is, all that really does is it turns your cold storage, your ledger, into a very fancy hot wallet that now you can sign transactions from it. But MetaMask still has that recovery phrase saved in the MetaMask folder, in the app data folder for your computer. So it's still a hot wallet. It doesn't really matter if you put it into your ledger at that point, because it's already exposed to the internet. It's like putting in something that's tainted already. The true magic with the ledger is that it's generated completely offline, like Jacob was talking about. And so then another question that we get, a follow-up from pretty savvy technical people, is like, oh, well, not to worry. I imported my 12-word recovery phrase from MetaMask, then I deleted MetaMask from my computer and I erased it. So now the only place it exists is in my hardware wallet. Okay, that's a little bit better. However, my answer to that is you can never really be 100% sure if that recovery phrase was ever leaked by some piece of malware or in some other way. Like at one point that recovery phrase was exposed to the internet. And so is it really worth taking the chance, especially if you're setting up cold storage in order to put like your big bags in and to keep protected? Is it really worth the risk to do that? And for me, the answer is obvious. It's no. Like, may as well just generate a new recovery phrase, set up new accounts, eat the cost on sending all the crypto from your existing one to your new accounts, and then you have peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's really great. Like breaking that down, it's extremely important. I mean, if there's anything to take away from this live stream or any others that when we talk about recovery phrase, making sure to remember those facts and just keep your recovery phrase as safe as possible. And don't put it on anything on the internet. Don't let it touch the internet.
Yeah, it looks like Joel is pretty versed on all this stuff.
Love that.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah, I agree, Joel. Like that should never be something that anyone does. But however, a lot of people, especially people that are new to crypto, it's just something that as support agents, we have to provide a lot of education and a lot of assistance, and so it's worth bringing up. Yeah,
I do see a question from John Nipple that are my cryptos need Ledger Live?
Oh, okay, cool.
That's actually a good question. So, with the Ledger device, you're not able to interact with your assets directly just on the device, like solely on the device. You do need the assistance of like Ledger Live,
the internet.
Yeah, the internet. But you don't need to use Ledger Live solely. You can connect your Ledger device to third-party wallets like MetaMask, like Electrum, like Kepler, like Phantom, to manage any number of tokens. And connecting your Ledger device to a third-party wallet is totally safe and secure. Does not expose your recovery phrase in any way, and so it allows you to interact with Web3 in a much more free way. Just because you're able to to use tons of different third-party wallets and services. So you don't need Ledger Live. Obviously, Ledger Live is where you're gonna arguably be the most secure. So whenever you can use Ledger Live, we highly recommend that you do, but you still have the freedom to go where you want to.
Mm. Yep. Real quick, looks like Joel B is out. We really appreciate you coming and watching our videos. And if you ever do have any questions, please come back because it seems like you know your stuff, so you may challenge us. But enjoy your cat videos. All right, cool. Local host is asking how to stake now TRX on Tron chain since is disabled. That's a good question. Have you looked into Tron staking much?
I believe he's talking about staking 2.0.
Oh, the new staking
which
for Tron.
is I think Kay posted for us as well.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, with Tron Scan. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. So I'll go ahead and that. Yeah, so to stake your TRX on Tron chain, or on Tron, you'll need to connect to the Tron Link web wallet, so you can install that as a Chrome extension, and then you can go through the process of connecting your ledger to it, importing your account, and then you can do all your staking right from Tron Scan. Ultra secure as long as you follow the steps. Kay, can you? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
All right. It's like
She's on top of it.
she's on top.
She knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah. Thank you, Kay. All right, cool. So let's see. CNOT. Here we go. We got an update, live mobile app updated, and you did clear the cache, but still the same situation. Also, you realize that some Bitcoin doesn't show correctly. Okay. Yeah, so for this, the way that we would normally proceed from here with a situation like this is we would want you to export and attach your Ledger Live logs or provide us your wallet addresses for your accounts. Since it's Bitcoin, it's usually easier to provide your logs because we actually have to go in and retrieve your XPub address. And from there, we'd be able to look at the blockchain and kind of see like the exact state of your accounts based on data that we pull directly from the blockchain. And then we would be able to share that with you and compare it with what you're seeing to determine what the issue is. However, I don't want to ask you to do that here on this live stream because that would expose all of your, it wouldn't compromise your security in any way, but it would give anyone else here in the chat the ability to see all of your different crypto accounts in Ledger Live. So for that, I definitely say support ticket is the way to go for that.
Yeah, I would go to support.ledger.com and open support ticket, and we'll be able to assist you there. Just because, again, for the sake of privacy, it's better that we do that through an official channel.
Yeah. Local host. Safari. Does it work on Safari?
I don't know. I feel like it probably would.
I think so, because Safari is Chromium based, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably does.
I don't see why it would have any issue.
Yeah, and you can install extensions.
Yeah.
I pretty much only use Chrome these days, so but yeah.
I don't have a ton of experience with the Safari, but I don't foresee it being any issue. I'm sure that if you go to TronScan on Safari, there's probably an option for you to be able to access it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you run into any issues, I think in the same vein, feel free to open a support ticket with us. That might be a little bit more useful if we're able to kind of help directly, like more one-on-one. It might be kind of hard in this format, but I don't foresee any issues of using Safari.
Yeah, and if you do have issues with it, honestly, I don't want to tell you what to do, but installing Chrome would be the easiest workaround. Or Brave.
Brave as well.
Yeah.
That will also work.
That's usually the easiest workaround. Just not Firefox. Firefox no longer supports the connection type for hardware wallets. So Firefox is now off the table for Ledger. All right, I think we burned through them. I don't think we miss anybody.
Yeah, so pretty good questions.
Yeah, totally. Local host, you're most welcome. Cool. All right, so let's see. I guess we can finish what we were talking about earlier, real quick, with the Earn tab.
Yeah, we started, and then the questions started flooding in.
Yeah.
Like, all right, gotta go back. That's all right, though.
Let me show you what we're doing.
Pulling up on the stream.
All right. So in Ledger Live, we got this Earn tab right here. Actually, Jacob, you were talking about it. You want to take it away?
Actually, hold on, we got a quick
Oh,
question
we
from
do?
Pablo.
Oh, okay,
I've
cool.
been trying to connect my Ledger to Soulflare on Firefox and haven't been able to figure out why.
Ah,
There's your answer.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Firefox, unfortunately, it's really unfortunate because I know a lot of people use Firefox. So that is your answer. Try with Chrome or Brave, and maybe Safari.
Yeah.
Probably Safari.
I think Safari does
And
work. From what I'm told.
you will very likely have much better success.
Yeah.
Issue most likely in this situation being
Yeah.
Firefox.
I think specifically, wasn't it? It was WebHID and U2F.
Yep.
Both they drop support for. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And those are the connection types that your Ledger Nano uses to establish secure connections with the browser. And for whatever reason, Firefox just stopped supporting those. We're not too sure why, but it definitely made Firefox off the table.
And CNOT responsive CNOT. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure this. Sure, of course, CNOT. Yeah, I think it sounds like this is probably your issue is probably better for a support ticket. Just want to make sure that you don't have to worry about posting any of your addresses in public spaces like this if you don't feel comfortable doing that. Any number of our support agents, maybe even including Kay, will or either one of us maybe.
Yeah.
We're happy to help you in that way, and
For sure.
we'll get to the bottom of it.
I love getting cases like this because I actually get to like deep dive and try to like work out the issue and identify potential bugs that we can then correct with our software.
We do love that.
Yeah,
love the bug fixes.
those are the biggest kudos for us when we get bug fixes. Cool. All right. It looks like. Okay. Cool. I think that pretty much it.
I also didn't even know we're doing beta testing for Solana, Cosmos, Tezos, and Near.
Yeah.
Come on the earn. That's cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that either.
Actually, might have to check that out.
Yeah. I want to be a beta tester. Usually you get stuff when you become a beta tester.
Oh yeah, get some good stuff.
Yeah.
Get some good stuff. I would love to do. Yeah, I need to get more into Cosmos staking anyway, so it's a perfect opportunity to do that.
True. Yeah.
Or Engine. That's what we were talking about last week.
We were.
We were talking about
Yeah.
Engine last week. I
Yeah.
don't remember who that was, but I know that's one of the things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty cool dashboard, honestly.
Yeah, you'll be able to stake through Kiln through here.
Yep.
So like maybe if you try to click into stake where
Where it
I haven't
takes
played with the earn. I haven't played with the
Neither
earn tab.
neither have I.
It's a good opportunity for us.
Okay. Yeah. It pulls up these options.
Perfect. Oh,
Lido or Kiln.
Kiln. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is a Kiln staking pool. So this is kind of what we were looking at, or talking about last week, where I was only aware of the Kiln dedicated staking, which
Right.
requires 32 ETH.
Mhm.
But with Kiln now, you're actually able to join a staking pool, meaning that you can stake as little as you want
Yeah.
to start earning, which is really dope because Kiln is awesome, and the integration's been awesome, and it's been really cool to see them grow within Ledger Live. So
Yeah.
continuing to use that, I think, will be awesome.
Yeah.
Learn a little more about Kiln.
And Kiln will actually more closely follow your basic understanding of how other proof of stake networks work, where you'll actually stake through Kiln and it'll be staked and you'll earn rewards that you can then see or whatever. Whereas Lido is a little bit different. Lido is liquid staking. That means that when you stake through Lido, you'll send Lido your ETH, and in return, they're going to send you STETH, which is a token on the Ethereum network that represents your stake in the Lido staking pool. And these tokens can be moved around from wallet to wallet. There's no like unlocking or locking or any other mechanism that's required. Simply holding those tokens in your wallet, whatever wallet holds those tokens will accrue the staking rewards based on the amount of STE tokens that are being held. And so you can just straight up go to Uniswap and stack STE tokens in order to stake through Lido. And then you can swap out of them at any time. That's why they call it liquid staking. You get a little bit more, but it's also kind of confusing to look at because your rewards won't come in as like an on-chain transaction that you can like track. So and there are tracking websites now that make it easier. But for the most part, you'll just basically have to know the amount of tokens that you initially received, and that balance will just slowly grow over time as you hold those STE tokens in your wallet. It's almost almost like magic.
Almost like magic, like money magic.
Yeah.
Just slowly grows over time, and then all the value goes down. Though sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
The $4 that you made over the year just suddenly goes back to being like $0.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, cool. Well, it looks like we are We're about 20 minutes early, but we don't see any other questions coming in, so it might be a good idea just to call it for the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. That's nice.
Yeah.
You know, nice Monday. I think we hit a lot of great questions today.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone that still here that asked questions in here. Even if you didn't ask questions and learned something today, that's a plus in our book.
Definitely.
And so we're always happy to have these wonderful sessions with everyone to be able to answer any questions that you have. So thank you for joining us. And we'll be able to see you hopefully again soon.
Yes. And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this content.
Absolutely. Yes. Let us keep continuing to do this. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what we love to do. We want to keep reaching everyone and answering as many questions as we possibly can, even if they're not ledger questions.
Yeah. If you just have crypto questions, honestly, like we're down to help if we can. If we know the answer, we will tell you.
Or we'll try to figure it
Or
out.
we'll try to figure it out. Yeah. All right, everybody.
Awesome.
Stay
Thanks so much.
safe.